Basically, I am also a game developer. I started my game development career with Outscale. I joined Outscale as a full stack game developer. We learned what's the actual difference between thinking of being a game developer and being a game developer. Like most of the people out of college think game developer banenge, okay, now अब तो सीधा PUBG बनाएंगे. पहले लूडो बनाने में कितनी मेहनत लगती है, nobody knows that. So we have to take steps before just running through. And that's the most important thing. And yes, we will reach a point where we can make PUBG, but not we cannot directly jump from first class to the 12th class or directly to college. But there are many things that we will learn in the masterclass. I hope like Malhar will cover it. And
Yeah.
yeah, and just developing a game is not a task of a game developer. You should also know how to deploy it on Play Store or whatever platform you're working on. So deployment is equally important as development because many people in India know how to develop websites, develop applications, develop games, but they don't know how to deploy it.
Yeah, totally agree. So yeah,
Yeah.
like thanks a lot, Bhavyam, for the warm introduction. Actually, before starting the today's session, we will have a quick attendance poll. Lots of people joined yesterday as well as joining today. Just quick. This will take hardly 1 minute, guys. Just quick a poll regarding attendance. Attendance. Is it your first session or you attended yesterday as well or something? Uh, yeah. So actually, 75% people have already participated. So I'm just okay. 80%. Thanks a lot for participation, guys.
Let's make it 90%, guys. Come on, let's not get hurt by 75%. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Uh, so, uh, so yeah, like looks like majority of the people uh, attended the first day. But don't worry, even if you haven't attended the yesterday's session, I will be sharing you the link, which will be holding the summary of day one as well. It will hold the task of the day two. So don't worry about it right now. So as Bhavyam is here, actually, like we will love to have some fun activity. So if you guys just have the pen and paper in front of you, like I would just love to request you to bring a pen and paper, and I will then explain the task what we will be doing today. Just take a 1 minute and just grab a pen and paper, like something where you can draw, as simple as that.
So quickly, guys, for this task, I'll be enabling a video feed as well as audio feed. Please use it judiciously.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just about to explain the task. So first of all, what we will be doing, so you guys can see first of all, yeah, like I'm about to explain, don't worry. So first of all, just pick anyone, like you have bunch of people around in this room, right? Just pick anyone and just pin their video. So first of all, turn on video, all of you. That will be trust me, it will be a really fun activity. Just turn on videos, guys. After turning on, yeah, now switch back to the gallery view, so you can see bunch of faces. That will be real fun. Okay, come on, bunch of shy people around here. Just quickly turn on your video. Okay, so I hope everybody is on the video. Now pick anybody and just pin their video so that you can see only their face. Okay, as simple as that. Just pick anybody's face and just right click on the icon and just pin their video, as simple as that. So you can see the face of someone you have pinned, as simple as that. After that, what you need to do is you need to constantly look at the camera and you need to draw the picture of the guy that you have pinned. Again, this is not an art competition. Don't get nervous. Everyone will have weird photos and weird and funny photos. sketches actually. So just go ahead. You have a pen and paper. Just pin somebody and just start drawing without looking at the paper. Make sure that you are not writing down and you are not cheating, because
Just
somebody,
to
yeah,
just to clarify, by pin, what Malhar means, just pick your favorite face out of all the faces that you're seeing, and
yeah,
don't look at your paper. Just start simply drawing. Don't worry about how you're drawing it. That's the whole fun part of it. Let's quickly get it done in 2 minutes.
great, great, great. Yeah.
Bhavyam, I would like you to do it as well. Just pick up your favorite face.
Yeah,
Okay.
just it will be real fun activity. Don't look down, guys. I'm observing everybody.
Hi, sir.
Hi, sir.
No need of pinning, guys. Like I said, just pick up your favorite face and start drawing. Don't worry about the technicalities.
You don't have to look at the paper.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, don't look at the paper. Just look at the person you're drawing. Take the
Um,
inspiration directly.
So, is there someone who can tell me what's going on over here? Because I just joined in.
We're doing an icebreaker session, guy. If you can just quickly get hold of a pen and paper, pick up your favorite face and start drawing his face without looking at the paper.
Without
Don't
looking at
worry.
it.
Yeah, that's
As
the whole
simple
trick.
as that.
Without
Yeah.
looking what?
Without looking at the paper, you just draw what you're seeing on the screen of the
Yeah, I'll give
person
it
you
a
have
shot.
picked.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
I'll give it
Please,
a
please,
shot.
please, please, please.
I don't know what's going on.
You just need to right click on any of the video and you just need to add a pin. As simple as that. And then you will be seeing only one face and you just need to draw. Simple.
We're done.
Okay.
So it shows you're the mentor, Bhavyam. It shows the speed, huh? You're the mentor. Come on, guys. We all are
Wow.
giving you 2 minutes.
Yeah. So that's a beautiful drawing by Bhavyam. That's the most funny part. Like everybody will have a funny drawings. No worries. That's great, Bhavyam.
I will post in Discord.
Yeah, please,
Yeah.
please, Malhar, also let everyone know that they need to post it on the random channel in Discord.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. Time's up. Like we don't have art competition here. Just show your whatever drawings that you have made in 1 or 2 minutes. Oh, that's
Nice.
okay. Some funny drawings I'm seeing. That's awesome. Come on, majority of the people are still not on the camera. Please turn on your camera and participate. It will be real fun. Okay, cool.
Nice.
I'm seeing bunch of cool faces, a bunch of cool drawings. Great, great, great. So if you have joined the Discord community, I highly encourage to take a snap of your beautiful drawing. Just
Yeah.
tag a person, just tag the name of the person that you draw, and just post it into the channel of the Discord. The channel name is Random Channel. Okay. So that's about it. We are back to the session. I hope everybody is warmed up. So yeah, I guess we can start. Bhavyam, all good? Your drawing
Yeah.
is great.
Just a little heads up before we start. Everyone, can you all switch off your video? I'm really sorry, but we'll have to ask you all to switch off your video, except Bhavyam and Malhar,
Yeah.
and then we can go. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Let's finish it. Admin, I can still see your beautiful face. Can you please switch off the video?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, guys. I think yeah, we can start. Great, Malhar. You
Perfect.
take over.
Perfect.
Thank you, Bhavyam, for your time. I'm sure everyone's gonna enjoy it a lot.
Great. Great. Great.
Yeah.
So after a beautiful drawing session, we will jump into the actual sessions. So guys, actually, we will be having conversation with Bhavyam. Please feel free to drop down your doubts or like questions or whatever things that you want to ask to the Bhavyam that can be related to game development, gaming industry and all. Bhavyam is already experienced game developer. We will try our best to have an interactive session. So yeah, you are free to use the chat. So Bhavyam, actually, you are also a mentor mentor in the outscale as well. So can you just
Yeah.
elaborate how is your experience as a mentor and like overall experience about the students that you handle, overall the journey of the students?
Yeah, actually, In the class, in the session, we have all kinds of students. People who are from coding background, people who don't know coding at all. They are beginners to coding. They are working professionals. They are college students. We have all kinds of students. And the common thing I can see that they all are enthusiastic about developing a game. So they have the same interest and they are really helping each other out and they really try to help each other out. Like in most of the communities, I see that everybody is competing towards each other. I don't know why. Because it's a community, the main purpose of the community is to support each other. And that's like Outkill is the first place where I saw that the community is working together. Because I have worked with many, like I have taken React sessions as well. But in the React sessions, people generally get bored. I guess it's game development. That's why people are interested and they're not getting bored. Obviously, it's game development. You are in it because you're passionate about developing games. And if you're getting bored, then I guess this is not your place to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's really great. Abhishek, please just help me to shortlist the question. I'm still having interaction with Bhavyam. So there can be bunch of questions. We will shortlist some of the good questions as well. So Bhavyam, have you worked as a software engineer or you directly transitioned into game development? What was your overall professional journey all about?
Actually, I started as a game developer. I worked at Game Shastra as a game developer. And then I shifted to the software developer
Okay.
just to explore my field. But I'll tell you guys, game development job are the best. Like sincerely, like for the first 2 months, I was given a game, Cricket 2019, to play and just
Okay.
to play and analyze.
Okay.
So basically, I got bored playing the games. I wanted to code.
Yeah.
So that's the best part because before making a game, you need to play a game.
Yeah. Exactly.
So then we started developing a game, and even then, once you develop the game, you have to test it out and then play again. So there will be a time you will get fed up of playing games. Like, and actually, it's not just always Cricket 2019. Sometimes it's Candy Crush as well.
Yeah.
So you can get bored. But this opportunity will never be there in any kind of job. You can do anything. You can be web developer, app developer, any developer, AI developer, but you won't be allowed to play games.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the most part I enjoyed. I just shifted toward like I'm still working on Unity, but I'm not developing a game. I'm developing a robot controller.
Got it.
So like Unity is not just used as a game engine; it's used for a variety of things. In my case, it's a robot controller. It's a robotic arm that we control through an iPad. It's
Okay.
like it does a thing simulation. So that is also interesting, but it is not that much fun. So my next switch will be back to game development.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So that's all. Like that's my experience till now.
Great, great. So there is one question in the chat. If I am a beginner in the game development, how should I start the journey of the game development? Can you please suggest for
Okay, as I said, just don't go for PUBG, Call of Duty, or AAA games. Start with 2D platformers.
yeah,
Like not even Ludo. Ludo is a very big game. You can't even imagine how much coding is required to just make a Ludo.
yeah,
So start with the classic arcade games like Mario, Tetris. Like Tetris, I guess is still a little tricky.
yeah,
Maybe a brick breaker game like we shoot a ball and it bounces through a pad.
yeah,
Like basically start with 2D platform like Mario.
yeah.
That's the simplest game that has basic controls and not many complications. And slowly move on to the tougher games where like where you learn about the logic of coding.
Got it.
Like to generate in Tetris to generate a brick is also logic, and that logic is not that simple. It is complicated. If you generate randomly, one may never win.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Exactly.
the
Sometimes we think, okay, it's just a random generation of tiles.
yeah.
I just need
It's
to
not
summon.
random.
Yeah, exactly. There is a strong AI, strong logic behind it. Even
Yes.
in the simpler
Yeah.
games. So as you
Yeah.
suggest, like I totally agree, majority of the game developers do the same mistake. And to be honest, when I was a beginner, I was also doing the exact same mistake. Okay, I'm gonna build a multiplayer FPS game just like CS:GO, no matter what. So I also was that kind of guy who was very passionate about building something really big. But actually, it takes time to understand the complexity behind the games. So yeah, guys, like basically just start with the small things and just start with the easy things. One good question is, do
Only
we need
maths.
math in coding? Yeah.
Okay. Ideally, not the core mathematics, but yes, mathematical logics, they are very much appreciated if you know them. You will be a better coder if you know the mathematics concept.
Got
Like
it.
you don't need to remember the formulas. You don't need to like just mug up the formulas. You can get everything on Google.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you need to get 90% in mathematics exam, but yes, the concept should be clear. Like for example, in maths, the random number and probability generation. That's the very good concept that is very much used almost in every game to just randomly generate on a probability. Like the health collectibles that are generated, or some collectibles that are generated, they are on a probability sometimes. Sometimes they are in a probability. You won't get a collectible every time, but there will be a 60% or 70% probability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, there's a question like how would we make a PUBG like game?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Just don't focus on PUBG. Focus on smaller games like how was Mario made
Yeah.
or how was
Exactly.
Tetris made. Don't think about PUBG. PUBG has many dimensions to it. It is a 3D game. It's a not on mobile but on laptop. It's a AAA game. It's a multiplayer game,
Yeah.
and it's a mass multiplayer game. Like so, all these categories you will learn step by step.
Yeah.
So even for from going from a simple game to a multiplayer game, it's a huge jump.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it is similar to the concept, like if you want to reach at the third floor of the building, you have to start with the ground floor, right? You
Yes,
just can't
exactly.
directly, you just can't directly jump into the third floor. As simple as
Yeah,
that.
and yeah, back to the maths. Yes, if you know math, it's good. If you don't know, you will learn a habit of knowing mathematical concepts. And yes,
Uh,
maths is little important. If you know, you will be a great developer.
Yeah, Shrikant, I guess Shrikant is really a big fan of PUBG. Actually, Shrikant, not only the experience, you also need a solid team for building games like that.
Yeah,
Because it's not a job of one man. It's as simple as that. PUBG like games can't be made by a solo developers. There are solo developers in the industry, but obviously for AAA games, you need a solid team as well. Actually, I want to highlight, and I want to ask as well, just like a math topic is already getting discussed, I would like to bring a highlight on the physics as well. What are your thoughts about physics? Is physics important for the games?
I guess like most of the students would have heard like physics and maths go hand in hand. And in
Yeah.
coding, physics is not important. But as a game developer, you should know physics. Like of course, like when you are making even let's say PUBG, you are interested in PUBG, right? So in PUBG, the recoil, the force, the distance the bullet can travel,
Yeah.
that or the gravity, like everything is basically physics in the game. Game is a simulation of a real world, and not even a real world, but the world will be controlled by the laws of physics. Those laws of physics might not match the laws of physics of Earth, but they will have some laws.
Exactly.
There might be zero gravity, but there will be something related to gravity. Or there might be negative gravity, they're pushing up.
Yeah.
But physics will be there, like the force will be there.
Yeah. There is another one good question. Masood, actually, you missed the point. I'm just repeat. Maths is important, but it is not like that. You have to remember all the formulas. As simple as that. But yeah, somewhat understanding of maths, like probability and random number generation, is important for the game, for being a game developer. The next question is really good. I am an experienced Unity and Unreal developer. Do I need to prepare for the computer science subjects like algorithms and data structures? So, what are your thoughts?
Okay, computer science algorithms, and they are not just for like whoever knows coding should know data structure and algorithm.
Yeah.
And the most of the implementation of data structure and algorithm you can find in every game. Like
Yeah.
even Ludo is basically the map is a graph. It's a linked list.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the simplest game.
Yeah.
And if you go in the higher games, everything will be a tree. There will be graphs. There will be BFS search, DFS search. I am not just trying to scare you. You can obviously learn through it. You don't need to know it at the beginning, but you should know. Okay, Bhavyam, your voice is echoing.
Yeah, it is like robotic sound. You are audible, but it is something like we are getting robotic sound.
Okay, let me try. Is it better now?
Yeah, it is still a little bit kind of robotic. I guess robotic is the right word. Okay, I will pick some of the
Is it better now?
Yeah,
Uh,
Bhavyam, actually, there's no replacement for wired headphones. Just FYI, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. One another question is why industry prefer Unity even though Unreal Engine is beginner friendly. What are your thoughts, Bhavyam?
Yeah, actually, I
I
haven't
don't
worked.
think so. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. In Unreal Engine, you need to know C++,
Yeah.
right? And C++ is not beginner friendly nowadays.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know C++, you would be a pretty great developer.
Yeah. So as we are talking about C++ and Unity uses C sharp, if anyone don't know, can you just highlight the difference between exact C sharp and C++? Why C++ you think it's not as beginner friendly?
Because C++ is just the core language, and it's the only language that has lasted among the language that were created at its time.
Hmm.
And it's still the pretty much the fastest language and the most advanced language that people use for advanced software. Like Facebook still uses C++ intensively.
Yeah.
Like most of the game engines and games like Assassin's Creed and FIFA, they are developed on C++.
Yeah.
And that's because it's the fastest language and it gives you the maximum control. It doesn't
Exactly.
have all the built-in functions. It's just the code. Even for searching and sorting, you have to create your own function or you have to import a library. But in C sharp,
Yeah.
you have all the inbuilt functions. People don't tend to create their own optimized functions. They just tend to use the inbuilt functions, and they don't even understand what the logic going behind and how can like just mess up their game logic.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, I totally agree. Whenever there is a efficiency and speed is required in the execution, C++ will always be the option for the world. Doesn't matter you are doing a web development or game development.
C sharp is much user friendly, and it's not like that. You can make like Call of Duty Mobile is made in Unity in C sharp,
Yeah.
so it's not like you can make good games in C sharp. It's just
Exactly.
C gives you more control
Yeah.
over nitty-gritty things.
Yeah. The another good question is how much difference in the game developer and a software engineer? Can you elaborate?
If you are really like not dependent on the language, you can learn a language in a day or two. Like you know C sharp, you want to know JavaScript, or not JavaScript, maybe Python, or not Python, maybe Kotlin. Then there's not much difference. It's just being a game developer is little more complicated than being a simple developer. In game developer, you have to keep a lot of things in mind.
Hmm.
You just can't know the UI or the coding. You need to know the game logic. You need to understand the game experience and then develop.
Yeah.
It's not just the user experience, but the user having the experience throughout playing the game. It's not just about the UI, the placement of the button, or what happens when you click the button. It's about the
Exactly.
animation, it's about the sound effects, it's about the particle effects.
Exactly. Exactly. Like adding the point is being a game developer, you have to craft a fun, right? And whenever you are
Yes.
crafting fun, it is really hard thing. As if you ask me, game being a game developer is really hard compared to a software developer. But yeah, I can be biased towards game development, but yeah, it's true as per my perspective. The next question is, Bhavyam, have you contributed in making a big game? And if yes, can you please share your experience?
What do you mean a big game? Like every game you take it to production is a big game. You can
Yeah,
like literally take any small game, even tic tac toe.
yeah,
Taking tic tac toe to production, like launching that game, can be really big. If you want to make it multiplayer, it can be even bigger.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't think any game is small or big unless and until you're working on a AAA game. AAA games are very big. And for those who don't know what AAA games are, basically, I guess you know what AAA games are. But yeah,
Exactly.
AAA games are very, very complicated. I haven't contributed to any AAA game, but yeah, big games you can search on Play Store. It's a Vineyard Valley. It's a huge game. Like I can't even explain how many lines of code is there
Hmm.
and how many lines of coding is there just to test all the levels of that game.
Yeah,
Like even testing a big game is itself a whole development. We have different tools developed for that game to test it out. Yeah, so yeah, that game was pretty huge, and literally there were 10 people, 10 plus 2, 12 people working on that whole
hmm.
game, and that was just from our company.
Oh,
And the
nice.
core team, there were around 3 4 people working in it.
Got it, got it.
We were, our task was just to add new UI and features. The other company was solving bugs, and the third company was working on the backend.
Got it, got it. So
So we
yeah,
were
like every game is has huge life cycle. Like it's
and
a blood and sweat of many people. In short.
the game is Vineyard Valley. Yeah, Jam City. Yes, from Jam City.
Got it, got it. The next good question is, what does industry expects from a game developer? I mean, what quality and skills are mandatory for becoming a game developer?
First common things that industry expects is from every software developer, he will be good in algorithms and data structures. No matter what interview you're giving, you will end up having two questions with algorithms and data structure. And the second thing is how you can optimize the game. In Unity, in Unreal, it doesn't matter. Whichever engine you're working on, you should know how to optimize the game. That's the most common questions like I have gotten from the interviews. Like I've given many interviews. I like giving interviews just to be prepared.
Yeah,
These are the most common questions that I came across is one, how to optimize the game. List
yeah,
5 ways of optimizing the game. By like, list 5 ways how to optimize your code. List
hmm,
5 ways how to optimize the UI, the performance. So
exactly.
like if you are going for a senior post, then the server will also come in.
Yeah,
And
yeah, exactly.
yeah, so that's what industry expects.
Got it. As you touched upon the topic of the optimization, just can you bring some highlight how mentor contributes in the outscale while optimizing any of the script or any of the code written by the student? Like as you have experience of a mentor as well, that will be really helpful.
So being a mentor, I tend to notice that people like who are freshers and even experienced developers, they tend to write a code in such a way that a single line of code they're writing in 20 lines. Like using switch case where a single for loop in 3 lines can go. So like
Got it.
for example, actually that will be a big example. If I go into it, it will take a lot of time. But you can
Mm,
simply apply a mathematical formula instead of if conditions.
exactly.
You can say it like here the maths is used. Simple
Yeah,
generating an equation and getting an integer out of it and placing into an array. Instead of doing if index 1, if index 2, if index 3, if index 4.
exactly.
Yeah. So that's the most common mistake I have encountered till now.
Okay.
And then the optimization we look into is not just the game side, but the UI side. You can have prefabs, and there are like the game development details that I can go on forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Optimization is an endless process. I can trust that.
Optimization bugs in an endless process. Like there is no game that is bug free.
Exactly, exactly. So the next question is: there are a lot of algorithms. Which should I know and which should I ignore? Like any roadmap for that?
Okay, ignoring an algorithm is not a good idea. Never ignore an algorithm. But yes, you have some algorithms that you can start with. Every algorithm is useful in some certain cases, but you can start with data structures first. Leave out the algorithms in the starting if you are a beginner to DS and algo. So the data
Okay.
structures is first you get to know what an array is. After array, stacks, queues, linked list, doubly linked list, circular list, trees, graphs, heaps, and that's it for DS algo. And once you reach till trees,
Okay.
you can start with
Yeah.
basic algorithms like concept of recursion, then implementing searches, sorting and searching. I tend to personally skip because the default code is mostly optimized.
Got it. Got it.
But interview they might ask how the like, bubble sort is done, binary search is done. But that's for the
Yeah.
interview. You can just study before that. But as a developer and in the practical implementation, you can just get the code. The second,
Yeah.
after that, the most important thing is dynamic programming and graph algorithms. Like these are the most common ones that I use in game development.
Got it. Got it. So yeah, that's great. I guess a bunch of people are having doubts regarding when we will be making games. So don't worry, we will gonna make games soon. Immediately after the session, we will gonna have sessions. So don't worry. So next question is marketing important in games? Like it is kind of business related question. So would you like to jump into that?
Yeah, actually, marketing is important, not in just game, literally in everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like without marketing, developer doesn't even count.
Yeah.
Marketing is a huge important thing, and if you don't do marketing very well, then your game might not even launch properly. Like 40% of the budget industry's budget goes into marketing.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. The second question is like how we will make a multiplayer game. Actually, it's a broad question. Actually, multiplayer entire module takes entire 1 or 2 months. So like I don't think so. It will be but yeah, like
Basically,
if you
the game is basically two-sided. There is
hmm,
one front end where the player is playing in your device on your device, and then there is a server. You need to understand the concept of server first before going into multiplayer game development. Like
yeah,
multiplayer is like server-side software websites are pretty much like very simple, but when we go to multiplayer games, they get more complicated. And in multiplayer
yeah,
games, there are many kinds of multiplayer games, so it's not a small question.
got it, got it.
Photon
Uh,
is they are writing Photon and all, yeah.
yeah. Photon is also a good alternative for the Node.js. Majority of the backend that I heard about is like majority of the backend programming for the game networking is done in Node.js. But yeah, Photon is also a good option for the multiplayer games nowadays.
Photon, I don't know, like in industry doesn't tend to use Photon because it does not give you the full control.
Exactly. Yeah, for small
It's
games, for
not
hyper
service.
casual games, it is
Yeah,
yeah somewhat manageable.
yes.
But yeah, for huge games, for huge networking games, like always a scripting language like Node.js is preferred. So next question is, can we start with visual novels as a game at the first, then build up a team and go for the big game?
I think he's talking about the blueprints and those tools, visually building tools to make a game, like
Yeah,
blueprints and all.
Okay, like Spark or something.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Unity Bolt.
Unity
Yeah,
Bolt, just a visual tool maker. Na? You don't have to code there.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
drag
yeah.
and drop.
If you are seriously like if you seriously want to be a game developer, then I won't recommend it. Some
okay,
small companies might move to Bolt, but they won't ever grow big unless and until they start coding.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Uh, yeah, like Jay's comment is little bit funny. But anybody know like the Nodding Heads company created Raji? I guess 90 to 95% of the development of the Raji is from the blueprints of the Unreal. I don't know if you guys know it or not. So it is not impossible to build a game without code. But
Yeah.
definitely, it is a lot more tougher. Majority of the people have misconception that okay, I'm gonna use no code, I'm gonna use blueprints, it will gonna be easy, but it's not. Because it constrains, it restricts your development in so many manners. You have to dig deeper into the game
Yes.
engine rather than the programming. And trust me, if you get a hang of programming is much easy as compared to game engine. But yeah, like just I added point when we are discussing about code versus no code. Raji is, I guess, 95% developed in no code environment itself. Great. So actually, Bhavyam, thanks a lot, first of all, for your time. Actually, we are overshooting, but I would love to. I would love to hear some word of advice from your end for all new aspiring game developers that have joined today for making their first game. So that will be really great. If you please share your advice.
Okay, so for those who really want to be a game developer, I will recommend like be patient. You will get to a point where you will be making PUBG, like straightforward PUBG, but not right now. Be patient, move slowly. You will be able to run, but not right now. First, learn to walk. And it's always good if you are really being a game developer to have a team and keep on doing your projects. It's not कि okay college से मिला है या office से का काम है तभी करेंगे. Do your projects yourself as well. Like have a project that you are still working on. You are brainstorming on that project and you're just developing it on your own or maybe with friends. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Keep building projects, as simple as that. So thanks a lot. Yeah, actually, Bhavyam, can you just quickly drop into your LinkedIn profile? Like majority of the people are asking about your LinkedIn profile, so that will be really great.
And guys,
So you
please
guys
don't
can
spam
connect.
Bhavyam.
Yeah.
Yeah, just adding it here. Just don't spam Bhavyam to put you for recommendation stuff. But if you need access to Bhavyam and all other awesome resources, simply join Discord. It's all free. So we are
Yeah.
giving all the resources to you. It's up to you to utilize it to the best. Just adding it here. Okay.
Great. So Bhavyam, first of all, I'm really glad that I hosted you. It was a really nice session. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Due to the time constraint for you as well as
I
us,
think
we
Ibrahim
need.
had to ask a question, Malar, but he couldn't because he wanted to be unmuted. So he did send a question
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. It's fine. Like we will take we will handle that question later, Abhishek. So yeah, Bhavyam, thanks a lot for joining, first of all. And yeah, we will be happily to host you again for such game sessions as well as some masterclass. So thanks a lot for sharing your LinkedIn, guys. You can connect to Bhavyam, and yeah, we can start our masterclass. So Bhavyam, thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Bye guys.
Great. Bye bye.
Thank you, Bhavyam, for your time.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.